Hey guys, so it's been a minute, and I'm sorry about that. I've been meaning to catch up with my blogs, but I had a lot going on. So let me catch you up real quick. Last time we talked, I was talking about Pride, and I do have some pictures and stuff for Pride. If you follow my TikTok, you saw all the videos and such from Pride. It was amazing. It was fun. Uh, it was huge, so huge that the area for like the drag queens and the concerts and stuff was overpacked already by the time the Pride parade ended. Um, Edinburgh was gorgeous as always. Um, my kids had fun with it. My wife and I had fun with it. We met some awesome people there as well. Um, I got some bracelets from people just walking around wanting to find trans people to give it to. So I got a bracelet for it. It hangs on my mic now. There was Free Palestine posters and flags going and people chanting it, and that was great as well. But while we were doing that, I also had we got told last minute that we were moving, so we were packing up and moving. And the new house that we're in now, which you can see, there's my Cthulhu tapestry from when I was talking about it on stream. There's some of my stream equipment that's in there, and as you can see, I'm streaming in my bedroom finally. So, ta-da! And you can also probably see a Gengar on my bed. There it is. There it is. Pay no attention to my hand-eye coordination. Ding ding. There it is. Um, but we had to fix up the house. Then our washer broke. We had to get a new one. Our stove broke. We had to get a new one. Our dryer broke, but we have drying racks and stuff, so that's not a big deal. So everything just went kaput. Um, so I apologize. To those who messaged and DM'd, I hoped I helped a lot, or even if it was just a little. It's still a big iffy with Gender GP. Like I said last time, I paid, since I have the prices and stuff. Last time I paid, or the first time I paid Smartway Pharmacy for the electronic prescriptions for my testosterone, it was $24.98 for two things of the vials, which they look like this. When the cap, I just took my tea, so it's like there's a cap, and whenever you get this, if it's like this, you'll see a blue dot. And you hold your thumb on that blue dot, and then it just pops off, and then you take that whole dose there. It should be like 1 milliliter for your dosage, depending on what your doctor says. Um, that came 2 days later, so I got that on a. Let me see. Got that on the 5th, and my first dosage for tea came in 2 days later. I had to redo when I had to get it refilled. I had to redo another prescription form, and mind you, if anybody else has not done this yet, or those that do have done it, they will also tell you what I'm about to tell you. A big part of Gender GP is the payments that I have noticed. So, as I stated in some of the comments before, or in some of the previous videos, you have to pay to talk to someone. Well, now I can rest assuredly tell you that when you have to fill out to refill your prescription, you have to pay another £15 for your electronic prescription. You have to pay another prescription if, like, let's say you do minoxidil. You have to pay again the £10 for that prescription. And your testosterone, all of mine together was just last month. And now that I can tell you the full amount for it, instead of it just starting up, it was for me £57.98. That is not including the £15 for the prescription form and electronic form again. That's not including my subscription for Gender GP. So all in all, I have a 30-pound Gender GP subscription. I have a 15-pound electronic form to fill out every month whenever I need to refill it. And SmartWay, which roughly is about 60 pounds altogether. So that would be about 105, I believe. In America, you had the 99 pound or $99 per month, and then on top of that would be your prescriptions, because you don't get free prescriptions over in America. And for me, that was about 50 for my testosterone. Mind you, my testosterone wasn't just 2 vials when I got it. It was 3 months worth of prescription vials for my testosterone, because I did my bloods every 3 months. Good news I have for myself, since it's been a while. I have been gotten hold of by the NHS. At first, I got an email stating that due to lack of information, I would have to be put on the waiting list, which it's only 2 years right now for the gender clinic that I'm going to, which was fine. I could just deal with Gender GP, I thought. And then I got a text message saying that I had an appointment on September 23rd at 9 a.m. And I was like, this is weird. So I called up the NHS gender clinic, and they said that it be an appointment to talk to me about going forward, because they got all the information from the doctor that was here. I finally went to that doctor appointment. I don't remember if I told you guys, but I went to my GP for this appointment, and they were like, hey, they're wanting to get more information from you, so here it is. So I showed them everything that my doctor sent to them, and that wasn't enough. They needed to have like a psychological evaluation of it. So my GP was like, listen, I'll write down everything I can to get you in as much as I can. I don't know if my stuff from you will work, because I've not had anybody be able to skip the waiting list, but you've been on T for so long, you should be able to just move over. But let me see what I can do. So she asked questions like, when did you know or realize that you were transgender? And I told her about 4 or 5 is when I realized it, when I was in T-ball, and I didn't like it. I didn't want to, I purposely messed my hair up to look like a boy, and I was purposely taking clothes to school so I can dress like a boy. And then she asked questions like, what was it? Something like, have I always wore a binder? And I was like, well, I wore ace wraps for a while. And then I did 2 sports bras, which I wore one the right way, and then I wore one backwards. And for high school and such, because my family was really religious, and they are very homophobic and transphobic. And then she was like, have you put a lot of thought into this? I was like, yes, I have. To the point where, like, I am looking at bottom surgery, and I already have done the research. And she goes, oh, have you? And I'm like, yes, I have. I says, I have already decided I'm going to do the paloplasty one instead, and we've looked up the surgeries. We know how much it's going to be, but the waiting list for that over here is about over 10 years or so. And she goes, oh, so you're committed. I'm like, yes, I'm committed to being me. And she goes, does your gender dysphoria cause any problems for you? And I was like, on a daily basis, yes. And thankfully my wife was with me, and she was able to intervene, because when I get very worked up, my dyslexia kicks up real bad, to the point where, like, I start messing sentences up myself. Like, I can't communicate correctly. Some of you probably already noticed on my streams when I'm playing video games or uploading TikToks and stuff. But she was able to tell the doctor, like, she sees it all the time. Like, I wake up and it's there. Like, I feel my chest. I don't want it. I want to rip my skin off. and just hide underneath a rock for thousands of years and just in a very depressive state, and that my temper is really short when my dysphoria is up. And she also explained that like we paused our merit like our wedding to make sure I have top surgery because her and I agreed that we don't want the one day that is supposed to be really special for our marriage to end up being the worst day of my life because I didn't have top surgery. Because one, who knows, I could be in a tux and be great, and then my dysphoria ticks in, and I can't snap out of my dysphoria when that happens. It I can't shake it off. It's that bad, and we don't want that on our wedding day. So she wrote all of that down and she sent it in. She was like, contact them in a fortnight. Lord behold, in a fortnight, they did message me and call me. So when I did call, and I was like, hey, what is this about? And they're like, hey, it's supposed to be like moving forward kind of thing. I had to ask them, can it be later? Because I have kids and I won't be able to get from where I live to Edinburgh in time because I have to take a train. And they're like, yeah, sure, hang on. So we waited. She was supposed to call us back. And when she did call back, I was doing something. I don't know what it was. My wife picked up the phone for me, and she was like, "Hey, so I got it to where it's at 11 a.m. for you. Is that okay?" And my wife was like, "Yes, that is perfect. We'll be there. Don't worry." And um, my wife then asked, "Could you elaborate like what this is, just in case?" And the person on the phone was like, I'm not quite sure, but when these things happens, it's like moving forward with like medications and stuff like that. So just I can't say anything else because there's nothing else for me to say. So it's a good step forward. And so September 23rd, I will be going to Edinburgh at 11 a.m. or before 11 a.m., obviously, to do my NHS appointment. And hopefully, I will be able to be on the NHS for my testosterone. Now, I don't know for sure if I can be on the NHS and if I have to like do another evaluation for my top surgery. Not entirely sure. If I have to stay with Gender GP to get like the letter for my top surgery and stuff, that's fine. Like I can do that. I'll pay whatever it needs to be since I'm already subscribed to Gender GP. But if I can do it with the NHS and it not be a problem or a lot of difficulty at the time when I need it, then I'll do it that way. But so far, when I get the appointment done, and since we have finally slowly been settling down for moving, I'm working on getting my consultation with Cosmetic Care UK for my top surgery, and that'll tell me how much exactly it is. Roughly, me and my wife are thinking it's going to be about 10,000 with Cosmetic Care. But we're not entirely sure. It says a rough estimate is like that much. It could be lower, but so far we've been putting up my like Ko-fi from me streaming and stuff for like tips and stuff. And if anybody wanted to help out or anything like that, we've been slowly saving up. We've saved up since we had to buy a washer and stuff. We've saved up about 600 so far, but I'm aiming to have my surgery late next year, hopefully. But who knows? Maybe. Um, what else is there that I haven't been able to tell you guys? We went to the we went to Edinburgh to the Hard Rock Cafe. That was pretty cool to look at. Wasn't entirely expecting it to be like full of guitars and stuff like that. We have one in America, but I haven't been to one in so long, so I can't really tell you what that one is like. I do like old fashioned diners and stuff, so it's pretty cool to see them looking like a retro diner. Um, I still do want to apologize though, because I feel like I'm talking fast, and um, it's been a while since I've done a blog, and I apologize for that. Uh, just you're not alone in all of this. I know you know that, but I want to reiterate that to you. And I know some people are having hardships with gender GP, like what I was, and some people are not, and that's okay. But I would just encourage you to just continue on trying to talk to them. It's £8. I was supposed to get a refund for my £8 and a refund for having to pay an extra when they messed up my forms. I have not gotten that. So if any of you have been told that you're getting a refund for talking and stuff, chase it up because I have yet to get any of my refunds. For those just starting out, I would say be patient. Don't let your anxiety get you because that's what mine did a lot. Especially when I ran out of my tea and I was like, I do not want to start having a period again or any of that. I don't want that. Plus, since my hormones were imbalanced because my T levels were starting to go down, that was not a ride I recommend to anybody. Um, just keep up. I know one of the commenters was asking about a paper prescription. I don't entirely know how that one would go. I know when I was researching it on GenderGP's website, it was like 2 to 3 weeks wait for each paper prescription. So let's say, and this is just from what I've understood it as, let's say you do get your paper prescription, you would have to wait 2 or 3 weeks for it to come in to a GP that would okay it. And then once you got your T or your estrogen, uh, you would then be able to take your prescription. But if you need to refill it, you have to do the whole thing again for the form and pay whatever fees again for the form. And if it's paper form you want it again, you would wait 2 to 3 weeks for that prescription to go in, and then you'll be able to get your prescription. The token, the electronic token one, I don't know for sure because where I live in Scotland, they don't do that. So I can't really evaluate or explain that one. However, cuz I can't change my name yet because I'm on a visa, unless I can. If anybody knows if you can change your name on your visa and you don't have to repay your visa forms and stuff like that, and you could change it on your passport without like paying a bucket load of money, let me know because I'm at a dead end of trying to figure that out. I don't know if I could change my name and be able to keep my visa or if it just needs updated. I'm not entirely sure, but I digress from that. Um, I wanted an electronic prescription because it gets shipped to my door. So the electronic prescription, like I said earlier, are £15 a month. Whenever you pay for your prescription, you would have to pay for the Smart Way. And the Smart Way is under a Be Paid support. You'll get an email link. And when you get this email link, you'll click on it, and then it's going to say you owe such and such. Pay that, and then you have like 7 days to pay it. If you don't pay that in 7 days, it will go back to the doctor, and then you have to do the form all over again. From what I've experienced, uh, but if when you pay that, after 2 or 3 days, it should come through. It should be at your door because that's what it's been like for me. Could be for different. It could be different for other people. I'm not totally sure, but off of my experiences of having it 3 times, it is to my door within 2 to 3 days. Working days, not weekend. So keep that in mind for if you're wanting to figure out your prescriptions and such. I went with the electronic because I didn't want to wait 2 or 3 weeks for my prescriptions. but I'm very paranoid about that, especially since I was out of my T by the time I was into gender GP. Um, I would just, yeah, I would just. It's easier for me, more convenience if it's shipped to my door. It doesn't get dropped off to my door. Like the person comes to my door, knocks on it, and if I'm not here or my wife's not here, it goes back with the driver, and then they'll try again tomorrow or the next day. So thankfully, you get told when it'll be here, around a time frame that it'll be here at your house, and usually me and my wife make sure one of us is home around that time to be able to get the prescription. They won't leave it with your neighbor. From my experience, they will not leave it. They won't leave it with like in a bin or anything else like that because it is a controlled substance. So they have to leave it with the person that's going to use it or they're married to. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Um, that's pretty much it. Um, I'm going since we are moved. I'm going to continue trying to do the blogs now. I'm sorry it's been a long wait. Hopefully you guys aren't too upset about that. I do plan on streaming video games on YouTube again now that we are set up and everything. My Twitch has still been going because that was at nighttime I was streaming, and at during the day I usually work. So if anybody checks up on that, that's fine. But yeah, that's pretty much what's been on my end. Is that and putting the kids to school. The kids started school, so that was another hectic moment to do. I'm also still trying to get my UK license to be able to drive around. I have until like November or something to do that. But there's nowhere around here that does it, so I have to go to Edinburgh for the theory test. I don't I don't like the fact that I took my written test and my driver's test in America, and then I had to come over here and I have to take their theory test and then their driving test and in order to be able to drive. But if I don't do that by 1 year, I am a provisional license, and then I have to take driving lessons in order to take the theory test and then take the driving test. Because America isn't in one of their states that just lets you do the driving test. So I'll keep you updated on that. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah, so if you guys like this, I know my blogs tend to be pretty boring, and I'm sorry. I just try to pass out as much information as I can. Um, if you guys like this, or you guys like video games, like horror games, or even just a variety of games, hit the like or subscribe button. I would totally appreciate it. Uh, and I will see you guys sometime here soon. Maybe next time I will have an easier one. So I'm going to start trying to do my blogs once a week and do TikToks more often as well as instead of just clips. So thank you guys. Have a good day, okay?